Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life and your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you truly want to be. And today I want to talk to you about opening your mind up to making a slight change to some of the areas of your nutrition that can have an absolutely life-changing impact on you. At the time of recording this, it's a Saturday morning, and I always love to set myself up for success over the whole weekend. I do it at the start of the week or at the end of last week to set myself up this week. And when I look at what I've got on for the day and looking at how can I progress my life forward based on where can I find those pockets of time or that slab of time that I've got where I can say, right, this is where I'm going to progress my life forward because it's working on my business. It's working on a particular part that you want to work on that's important for you. Now for me, because I've conditioned myself over many years, I've put my health and wellness and my fitness as my number one priority in life. I have done that because I realize when I have my focus laser synchronized on those values, those beliefs, what I want for my body, what I want for my health, why those things are important to me, then what does that do? It creates a very specific action every single day to achieve it. And then when it gets to the weekend, I think, okay, this is an exciting time for me. Now is the time to set myself up for the rest of the week in terms of my food. So I do meal preparation on the weekend. I make sure that I've planned out what it is that I'm going to be eating through the week, making sure that I've got accessibility to all the foods that I need, whether they be fresh foods, whether they be, your frozen fruits and vegetables, whatever it is that you have, your meats, etc. Making sure that I've got all those things available so that during my very hectic schedule, I don't have to worry about where's that next meal coming from? Where's that next meal coming from? So I can tell you right now, my meals are all laid out. They're all ready to go. My meals today are all set to go. I know exactly what I'm going to have. They're in the freezer, ready to go. I take it out when I'm ready, add some veggies to it, bang, done. Now, it's taken me many years to come up with what's the right thing for me to be able to do to get the results that I want. And curiously, it's just making some small changes here and there so that you can experiment to see, okay, so what impact is that food having on me? Because you tend to live the way that you're living and not know what something different may feel. So if you could have yourself living the way that you are, but then we took a clone of you and had you living slightly differently, eating slightly differently, you would start to realize that, wow, I can't believe that the cloned me is operating at a much different level. They're sleeping better. They're more pain-free. They're stronger. They're leaner. They're sexier. They're more confident. They have a better self-image of themselves. They're less likely to have illnesses, diseases, stronger immune system. They're likely to be happier. They're likely to be getting more done. They've got more energy. They're more focused. And that's what I love about how I term my success and where I look at my health and fitness. Over the years, I've changed it and I've added things to it. There's always been that element of the aesthetics of how I want to look, and that's also changed over time as well. But what I've added is the energy, okay? Because when you've got more energy, what can you do more of? Whatever you like. You can just do more because you've got the energy to do it. You can just go at it because you're like, man, yeah, I've got so much energy. I'm so focused. I can do that. I'm excited about it. You'll sell more. You'll pick up more things in terms of your day-to-day work. You'll just be bang. So laser focused. And I think when you can go forward each day with that confidence in knowing that you're living life on your terms and you're doing all the things that you know are right for you, then that gives you an extra sense of confidence. I had a consultation with a new person yesterday, And for years, she's struggled with the foods that she's eaten. Borderline eating disorder. And she's very slim. And she wants to put on about 10 to 15 kilos. That gives you some context of how slight she is. And she's sick and tired of people saying, why are you so thin? Why are you only eating this, etc., etc. So she's come to me because she wants me to set her up with a healthier lifestyle, teaching her how to eat. That sounds silly, but teaching her the foods to eat, teaching her the combination of the foods to eat. And because she says she's so fussy, it's about working out a blueprint for her so that we can get her to try new foods, because she's not going to get a different result by just sticking with the foods that she's got. I've told her that. She's got to be getting more protein in. She wants to be vegetarian. She's got to be doing all of these things, but unless she makes some small changes here and there, she's never going to. But we also don't want to make it so overwhelming for her that it's like, man, this is so hard, I can't do this. I just can't. So we've got to do it in a way that works for her. Now, for me personally, what I've done is come up with, over the years, a range of different combinations of things that I've thought that have worked for me. Different meals, different types of recipes, different ingredients, different vegetables, all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're always feeling a certain way, like I said before, then you tend to continue living that way and you don't know anything different. But this year, with my strength and conditioning coach, we've tried to approach it a little bit differently and said, okay, we've got more time this year, we've got more structure, we're going to do it smarter. We could see what happened last year in terms of the results that I got. And this year, I'm more focused than ever. It's about getting better results than last year. And because now I understand my body a little bit more, that means we can do things a little bit differently. And this is the thing. The first time that you try and go on a body transformation, it's probably going to be your worst attempt. The first time you do it, it's going to be your worst attempt. Because why? You're learning things, you're doing things for the first time. And when it comes to my body, last year, I did things that I've never done before to get the body that I've never had before. But just like progression in any success area of your life, if you want to go to that next level, then it's like, okay, well, that's what we did last year. We could see that that worked. Let's try this. Let's make a slight change. So what I'm doing this year has been, or what I've done up to this point, is been experimenting with the different types of vegetables that I've been consuming. Now, this might sound so insignificant. You're like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm switching off now. But stay with me. You are feeling the way that you are right now because of what you're eating, okay, and other habits as well. But basically by what you're eating, that fuels you. Now, if you're eating a lot of processed foods, I've just been working with a guy this week who has, or over the last 2 weeks actually, and he told me that his wife went out and bought 30 pies. Okay, pies. So I don't know on the other side of the world, if you're not sure what a pie is, like we have these pies that are a pastry on the outside with meat on the inside and a pastry covering. Normally have them with sauce or some tomato sauce or something like that. Anyway, she bought these 30 pies. So he's been having pies and chips and things like that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And his is in pretty good shape, really, but obviously the way that he's been eating is not going to support the level of energy that he wants or achieve the body and strength that he wants to achieve. You're just not fueling yourself with the right thing. So we've made some changes there, and he's already lost 2 kilos. He's already in the first week. Actually, it was 4 days. And he's already feeling so much better, so much lighter, so much more, vital and switched on. He says, I feel great. And so one of the things that I did was said, okay, these vegetables that I'm eating, I didn't feel that they were having any bloating impact or anything. I felt like I had it down pat. But you're never going to know unless you make a slight change. So what I did was I took out cauliflower. Actually, the first thing I did, I took out cabbage from my diet. because the cabbage, if you eat a lot of it, it can make you feel quite bloated. I used to have a cabbage main base of the salad every single day for lunch. Loved it, really crunchy, thought my digestive system's working hard here, really good. Didn't feel like I felt bloated as in like, I don't know, Christmas dinner type, oh man, I feel so full and bloated. Not that sort of feeling. But if I'm always feeling that way, how am I going to know any different? So I took it out and I had different salads and then mainly vegetables, not that many salads, and different leafy stuff. So using like kale and spinach and rocket and that kind of stuff. And after about 2 weeks, I noticed that my stomach feels a little bit different. I feel flatter, and not that I, as I said, felt bloated before, but I just felt different. I felt cleaner, I felt lighter, and I thought, gosh, it must be something to do with that salad. So I thought, this does work. So let me not go for that salad again, or if I do, very rarely. So I took that out, so now I don't have that one. Another thing I tried was with some different vegetables, and I said, what if I take out cauliflower first? Because I find that broccoli and particularly cauliflower, I find that can tend to leave me a bit gassy. So I thought, maybe I'll just take that one out. Because before I was having broccoli, cauliflower and carrots as a staple every single day. And my coach said, it could be things like carrot, for instance. He said, take it out, see what the impact is. And so that's what I did. So now I don't have that mix anymore. Now, I've found a really good mix of vegetables that I have, which is, I won't go through what the details are, but it's just a really good mixture for me. Now, just yesterday, a lot of the vegetables that I consume are fresh, but I top it up with frozen ones as well because they're always in the freezer. It's easy to just add out, an extra cup or two of them. And so the pack that I normally get was missing. Like they didn't have any in the supermarket, but they had these other ones, which is sort of similar, but not exactly. So I had that. Now for the last 2 days, I've gone through an 850 gram packet and I feel different. I feel bloated. I feel like, oh man, I'm not feeling as good. And so I thought, isn't that interesting? Because that's the only thing that I've changed. So I looked at what the different vegetables were with it. And beans is one of them. Now I have some beans sometimes, but this has got a lot of beans and a lot more broccoli in it. And then I've realized, so maybe it's the broccoli, maybe it's that volume of beans that is really not having a great impact on me. So when I finish this, I'm about to go out and go to another supermarket so that I can get those other vegetables because they made me feel so much better and I felt so much cleaner. And I look forward to them as well. So just slight changes. So I just wanted to use those couple of case studies for you. Actually, I'm going to give you one more. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm too old for this, then I'll give you another case study. So right now I've given you the young lady that I spoke with yesterday that we're going to start working with. She's in her early 20s, mid-20s actually, I think she's 25. The gentleman I spoke to you about, he is around, I think, late 30s, maybe 40. Me, I'm 52, and this last couple are 73 and 77. So we're covering a pretty wide spectrum here, all having the same benefits and results. So this couple, bless their hearts, I really enjoy working with them. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like working with your grandparents. So they see me 3 days a week. Came in, they met a few years ago. They're actually getting married next year. And so they've realized the importance of their health. And so she wants to lose a bit of weight, but really just get functionally stronger and feel better about herself. He wants to lose about 20, 25 kilos, and he really hasn't taken care of himself. His main focus up to now has been eating whatever he likes, dining out and drinking alcohol. And so he realized that he needs to change that, because now he's got this beautiful bride that he's going to get married to, and he wants to have a really full, remaining life with her. And I think, it's just a beautiful story. Now, by the time you get to that age, you're going to have a few issues, right? You don't have to, but most people do. And what I'm about to describe is going to be fairly, I think, generic of what a lot of elderly people find they suffer. So there's some cancers between both of them. There's some high blood pressure between both of them. There's, different types of medication. There's cholesterol medication, heart medication, all that kind of stuff. Now, functionally, they've got some knee issues. They've got some shoulder issues. I think they've actually got a meeting with the surgeon next week to see whether he needs knee replacements or surgery, and similar for her. Now, when he first came in, he's sort of hobbling, kind of like on one leg and stuff. And it's a fairly typical story of a lot of elderly people. Now, after working with me for just over a week, what I love is how he's now feeling and how she's feeling. He said to me, "Rob, I feel so amazing." He said, "I wanted to tell you that this is the most pain-free I've been in my knees in years." And I explained why that was happening. I said, it's because we're building the muscles around the joint. And even though you won't have built a lot of muscle yet, you're using muscles in a way that you just haven't before. He hasn't done anything for 20 years, no exercise or something for 20 years. And his future wife, the same. Just feeling so good. And you can see it in the spring and the step. And he said, "Look," and he showed me his walking. He said, "I haven't been able to walk like this for ages." And he's lost 2 kilos. She's lost 1.6 in a week at their age. And if you say to me right now that you're too old to make a start, you're too old to achieve weight loss, you're too old to make some changes, and for them, they haven't made big changes, although she says, yeah, we have made some big changes in terms of alcohol. They've really cut that down. But otherwise, it's just teaching them how to do the portion control, why to eat these particular ingredients, setting them up with the right sort of meal plan so that they can go forward with it with confidence, and they get these outcomes. It's so beautiful. So I appeal to you today that if you really want to feel a difference in your life, then you can do that through food. Food is your medicine to get you to whatever it is that you want to get to, whether it's trimming weight, whether it's putting on muscle, whether it's just being, having the fuel to be functionally strong, whether it's to have more energy to play around with your kids, whether you want more energy and a better libido in the bedroom. Whatever it is for you, maybe it's a combination of all of those things, then we can do it through your food, and it doesn't have to be anywhere near as hard as you may think. All you need to do is make a decision that you would like to change, and then I can take care of the rest. What you need to do is go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation with me. Let's connect. Let's talk about where the gaps are right now with your food, your training, other areas, and let's fix it. Let's make 2021 your best year yet, because you can do it. You really can, and it's nowhere near as hard as you want. And this young lady, I congratulated her because I said, "How long have you been waiting to come and see someone?" And she said, "A long time." And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I don't underestimate how difficult it was for you to hit enter to submit the form to reach out to me, or send me a text, or pick up the phone and call, and to actually then come and sit here with me to do it." Now, obviously, I do this globally, so we can do it via Zoom or anywhere, but she came in to see me. And I said, "I really want to congratulate you for doing that, because we often don't stop and, if you like, pat ourselves on the back and say, what a great job you've done. You're doing really well in looking after yourself. You're sick and tired of being like this. You're making a change. Well done. You're doing really great." And when we do that, what does that do? It helps build our self-esteem. Okay, it builds our confidence to go forward in life, because we are all, underneath it all, we're all this delicate little child just, getting through life. But we've built these layers and layers of strength around us. And I think it's really important to have that inner voice that keeps on encouraging us and rewarding us just in words as to the actions that we're taking every day to put ourselves in a way better position than we are right now. So go pick up that consultation. I really want to connect with you. See you tomorrow.